My name is Travis Smith. I'm an MED Educational Administration candidate with Principal Certification. Today I am observing Pamela Salazar's 6th period AVID classroom. AVID is a college prep class and elective used to help students organize themselves for their core classes, and also the class takes college field trips to expose the students to a college setting and the college classroom environment prior to graduating high school. AVID support staff, in the form of tutors, comes to the campus on Tuesdays and Thursdays to help students who are struggling in classes and also to help them organize their binder and materials. Ms. Salazar says that they try to keep a 7-to-1 ratio of students to tutors in order to ensure adequate help is available for all students that are in need. Today's agenda in the classroom is the AVID students are working on their EC AVID commercial. EC is East Central, which is our high school. This is a fun project that Ms. Salazar uses annually in order for the students to promote the program, show off their work, and also recruit new students at each of the campuses in the district, meaning the high school and the 2 middle schools that feed into it. Ms. Salazar plans to discuss the grading rubric with the students and answer all questions that the students may have in order to prevent any confusion with the directions and grading policy. She will then show the class examples of previous year's videos, good and bad examples, so that they may have a visual idea of what the directions are asking the students to do. Ms. Salazar shows good, obviously, to show what exactly scores a 100, and also uses bad to show the students what poor work and things that could get them in trouble around the campus and how not to do those things. She then asks the students to break into groups so that they have planning time to discuss the different roles amongst the group members, such as videographer, manager, actor, and also so they may discuss various ideas that they have in order to make the best video. She then turns this assignment into a competition, and winners from each grade level will have their video broadcasted on the school's television network, ECTV. Once she tells the students that the commercial is a competition, she allows the students to pick their own groups, but reminds the students, do not just pick your friends. Make sure you are working with someone who's going to do the same amount of work that you're going to do.
Because you were not here. Oh, yeah. And I expected to see you.
Yeah, Miss, I thought we were going.
I know. What's happening right now?
Oh, dang. We don't
That goes against everything we learned in science. Fix your legs and be ready. Oh my God. Okay, so here's what we're talking about today. You guys are getting your assignment, and you guys know already, because you ask your friends before you get here. Spoiler alert.
No, actually, someone was like, "Hey, you know how we're doing?" They were like, "You know how we're doing that AVID commercial group, that commercial project in AVID?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here it is. Here's your spec sheet up on the front board. Here's everything you need to know about what you're going to be doing, and then we're gonna go over the rubric, and then after that, I'm gonna show you what to do and what not to do.
Yes.
Okay? What to do? Sounds like what?
So the people that did bad didn't sit on.
Wait. So I'm gonna be like, don't do this.
Miss, I'm gonna be really good. I'm gonna do my
So,
shopper mic. I'm gonna have everything.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna have.
I'm excited. This is my favorite part of the year. Okay? Okay, so take a look at your spec sheet, get out something to write with. There's some things I want you to write. I want you to write notes to yourself. And I also want you guys to write in your deadline, your due date. Okay, first of all, understand that this is group work. Okay, here's my disclaimer about that. I need groups of 2 or 3. Okay? Anything bigger than that is shenanigans. Shenanigans. Totally shenanigans. And in addition to that, I want you to have a couple things in mind when you're choosing. Kaylin, hush and listen.
Yeah, Kaylin, how should
Great. Are you having appropriate use of technology right now? Are you having appropriate use of technology? Where's your spec sheet?
You tell me using it.
Walk the shame.
Good project.
Go back up there and get it.
Salazar, I got a question.
Huh?
Can we do our video like on a USB?
Time out. Kaylin and Andres and Mason, listen up.
Can we do our video on a USB? Like, give it to you guys can take it.
I would love for you to upload it to Google Drive and share it with me on Google Drive. Okay? Because the videos that I'm gonna show you as examples are previous year's kiddos. Okay? So I'll get to that piece in a second. Thank you. Walk change. Yep, I have Eric's. Okay? So here's what I wanna say about when you're choosing groups, so be ready, and you might wanna write this somewhere. First rule of thumb, friends are friends, but business is business, and you better take care of business. Okay? What do I mean by that? Okay, people are like super fun and entertaining. I love like hanging out. Oh man, that guy is so funny. Oh man, she is a riot. I love her. But are they the kind of people you want to share a grade with?
Yeah, but these smart kids don't want it.
And if they are, then great. You probably picked a winner. If they're not, then you better pick again. Okay? Because friends are friends, but business is business, and you gotta take care of business. This is going to take about 4 weeks. Okay? It's going to be, bless you. It's going to be a big chunk of your critical thinking, critical writing grade, which is 30% of your overall grade. Okay? So you better choose wisely. Okay? Yes.
Is it gonna be a commercial to promote Avid or you?
Yes, I'm getting there. The second piece. Darius, do you have an appropriate use of technology right now? What are you doing? Checking your grades? Why? What's done is done. Okay, pay attention here, Darius, before I help you by taking it up. Okay. Second piece of that, I want you to choose people, a person or 2 people, where you can be both effective and efficient. What do we say those words meant?
Effective is like doing.
It has to work.
It has an impact.
It has to work.
Okay? It has to work, doing stuff. Stefan, come on.
Efficient is like doing
Hold on, Stefan. Stefan's gotta get it out. He's hanging on it.
like
Effective, you got this, Stefan.
when you do something good.
Very good.
Not
Okay.
like do something good, but like you do it very good.
Okay? When it works, when you do something good, when you get it done. Esteban, tell us about efficient.
Well, it's something that's not just like slapped on there. It's like something that's good. It's clean and it works. Like it's not only that it's like quick and like fast, but it's like it's put together like neatly.
Okay? Some of the words that I really liked there was quick and fast. It's timely. Great, help them out. You don't procrastinate, right?
Work.
So if I'm asking you, pick somebody or 2 somebodies that are both effective and efficient, that means that I want you guys to be able to get it done and get it done in a reasonable amount of time. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing some backwards mapping, and I'm gonna have checkpoints for this project. I have at least 4 or 5 checkpoints that we're gonna work out together, and we're gonna set deadlines for ourselves. So you guys are gonna be able to figure out, by this date I need this, by this date I need that, so that you can stay on track, okay? Because if we don't, then we won't.
To keep it organized.
Right, to keep it organized. Alright, so let's keep going, okay? The end result, once you've got your group together, and I will tell you right now, write this down, tomorrow, by the end of the class period, I want a sheet of paper with a list of people who are in your group, okay?
Wait, a list, if it's only 3, it's not that.
Well, it's still a list.
Small list.
It's a small list, but it's a list, okay? I need that in the Dropbox tomorrow before you guys go. I will remind you again before you go. Okay, write that down. She's gonna need a list. I do not choose groups. You guys will choose the groups. So choose wisely. And once again, if you chose your friend because they're super fun and oh yeah, when you come to me and you ask me what do I do because he's not working and blah blah blah, I'll be like, I don't know. You chose them. Work it out. Okay? You have to write it till the wheels fall off on that one. Your end result. You guys will submit a professional quality video commercial. Understanding or describing or answering the essential question, what is AVID? Okay? So by the time I finish watching your video, I should be able to say, oh, okay, that's AVID. Okay? People on Maine, if they're a brand new teacher to the campus, they've never heard about AVID. What the heck is AVID? What are those kids over there? What are they doing? Oh, okay, let me watch this video. Oh, okay, now I know AVID. Now I know what that means. Liz.
Okay, so you're saying, okay, you said that we needed to have a really good quality video.
Yes.
If we don't have the materials to make the video, really
Phones.
Okay.
Phones are the vast majority of what people use every year.
Oh, okay, you don't mean like cameras and stuff?
No. I mean, this is a good question. Jason, are you with me? Andres, are you with me? This is a good question. I mean professional quality, meaning you've edited it nicely, and it has good sound. I'm going to show you some videos that you can't hardly even hear what they're saying. Okay? Sometimes you have to record your voice and dub it over. Okay? So think, once again, going back to the group when you're trying to think about groups, you need people who are totally tech savvy and people who are hard workers. Okay? So think about that. But I don't mean get out the whole film crew and have this big old camera and all this other stuff. There's been commercials that have been made with iMovie. They start thinking about video making, video creating apps. Greg, is it a question or a comment for everybody?
It's about the video.
Okay, what is it?
Whenever you said that you're looking for somebody that if there has to be a tech person, I asked him if he knows how to do it, and he said yes, that his mom has a camera or something. He said somebody has a camera.
I have a little bit underneath that. Underneath that stack of papers. Okay, we'll save it for a couple minutes because I'm going to give you a little bit of time to do that. Okay, time requirement. It must be at least 30 seconds. And keep it under 2 minutes because if you were creating a commercial for an actual company or organization, time is money. So keep it low.
You need a month to make a 2-minute video.
Yep. You're gonna need every minute. You're gonna need every minute. Okay? Victor, say that again. Say it loud and proud.
People who do spend months and months.
Great. He's talking to you.
Victor, sing it louder.
There's people who do projects like this that last a couple of months for a 10-second video.
Yeah.
So
Let me also just say really quickly a little glimpse about tomorrow. What's happening right now? A little glimpse for tomorrow. You guys will have checkpoints for storyboarding. You're gonna actually go on the computer and get a storyboard together. You guys are gonna have to pitch the idea to me before you have to move on. You're gonna have to write a script. Who's gonna say what? You're gonna have to turn in a list of places and locations. What is that called? Props that you're gonna be bringing that day. Okay? Oh yeah, props. You just said you're gonna bring a microphone and this, that, and the other. It was gonna be real good. You gotta write this stuff down or else you're gonna forget it.
Bring a napkin.
So there are a lot of steps in this process. Who's your audience?
Ethan.
Okay? Yourself?
The admin class.
Yourself. Your fellow classmates, parents, site team, admin, and incoming avid students, plus whoever else I feel like sharing it with. Uh-huh. Okay. Write these in. Write these due dates in.
Are you gonna share with our families? Is that what it says?
What? That would be fun.
No.
Yeah, we're not.
Well, not really.
Would we be sharing it with our
I want to
families?
watch my own. I might watch my
Maybe.
No.
I can't say no specifically.
Well, just not my little brother because So we love.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I forget you had a little brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so here are your due dates, okay? The presentation, our video day, our video presentation, watch party day, okay? I put TBA because I said to be announced, but that was before I mapped it out, okay? This morning I made copies before I mapped this out. So, we will have a video viewing party, commercial viewing party, on Friday, April 29th, okay?
For a birthday.
Complete with popcorn and everything.
Popcorn?
Yeah.
What time?
6th period, be there, be square.
Is
It's gonna be like chips. Oh my god.
Like a party, man. It's like a party. It's gonna be a party.
Shoot, I'll
The cells are. So, I
have a disco light.
got a question. The cells. I got a question.
Yeah.
So, could one person be doing the sound, like they have a sound, and like one person can do the camera, and one person can be the speaker? Can we do it like that?
Well,
Oh, we have to-
let me get to this next part, but yes, you're on the right track for sure. Tomorrow I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna break it down and break down assignments. Look at the line underneath that I wrote really quickly. Step and hang tight to it. April 28th is a Thursday night. That's a tutorial day. I need that in my inbox by midnight.
Okay.
Okay?
are we still gonna
And if you stick to our map that we have in store for us tomorrow, if we sketch it out and backwards map it, we've got our deadline now and now we need to backwards map it. You will be way cozy with that schedule, with that deadline, if you stick on deadlines, okay? Look at the last couple of bullets there. All submissions must, first of all, hello, of course, be school appropriate. Be proactive.
What does that mean by be proactive?
Well, it can't be like avid sucks, I hate avid, don't join
That's not the
it.
average way.
Oh. Okay?
Give yourself the time.
See? Okay, okay.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
It's a joke, it's a joke.
Yeah. It's just a prank, guys.
There's
Okay.
over there.
The next one, it must contain, and this is playing a little bit to Stefan's question here, it must contain all the group members. The group members. The only exception is if there's like a strict like camera guy, and then the other two are on film. But otherwise, everyone else must be included in the video, okay? It must contain you guys, live actors.
Wait, so it
No
can be like
animations.
it can be like he's videotaping and then right before it ends he shows his face.
Oh yeah, we can do that, cause there's some people that don't wanna be in it, you know?
Yeah.
How come it can't be like?
What about
Okay, so the very first year I did this, I had a real swirly group of kids who were like, oh, I'm not gonna do that, that's not cool, that's not gonna be fun.
And everybody was.
This is 2 walks of shame for you today, Greg.
What else you get done?
One coming and one going.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Oh God.
it must contain live actors because I had a group that went online and saw that there was like an animation station creator thing. And they made a cartoon and they didn't even do voiceovers. It wasn't even their voices or anything. It was just simply a cartoon. And so, okay, we've got the big hype, it's a viewing party, we've got the chairs all up, everybody's excited, we're all eating popcorn. And then their video comes up and we're like, oh, that was lame. Like that is not, like everyone else is putting, I mean, to do this, I'm sure it's already crossed your mind a little bit. The cool factor is there, but you are putting yourself on the line a little bit. Okay, you're putting yourself out there. We've created a culture that it would be all right to do that here, but there are no animations. You will not receive any credit for animation. Okay.
Wait, wait, miss. But the whole animation thing took time. Why wouldn't they get credit?
Huh?
I'm not saying I'm gonna do animation.
Yeah, no credit for that. They got credit that year, but I was like, that's not fun.
But the animation took time.
Was it like a good animation?
Or did they just?
Oh, okay.
never mind.
There's like a quality one.
Okay. And then last but not least, say again, Philip? No.
Sock puppets. We're doing sock puppets.
Why?
I think this is like.
delete. And then last but not least, a little competitive edge to you. Our site team will vote on the best 9th grade Avid commercial, because every year there's a different assignment. Next year it's lip sync music video.
Oh, thank
Man,
God.
Miss, how come
No.
what was the last
I know.
year? What was the last year?
Huh?
What was the last year? Yeah, Miss.
What was it last year? Depends on who you are. That's what your assignment is.
Whoa.
So 9th grade does commercials. 10th grade, I wrote an assignment modeled after Jimmy Fallon's lip sync battles. Okay? And they pick a motivational, inspirational song that speaks to perseverance, resilience, or grit. And then they have to do, I can show you one if we have time. Okay? So yeah, the best one, now that's that I have 3 sections of 9th grade, and Johnston's got 3. Okay? So you're going up against,
Oh,
yes,
that means they're gonna see ours.
probably.
Oh, I don't want them to see ours. I don't want anyone to see ours except this class.
Yeah.
I only trust myself.
We'll see how it goes. Typically,
I'm taking this like.
if you guys keep it, if you guys keep it in the time frame, we'll have enough time. If you keep it 2 minutes and under, we'll have enough time. Let me look over here at this rubric. Okay, you guys are going to be graded. Stefan, have a seat real quick. I'll give you some time in a minute. You guys are going to be graded in these 4 areas. Okay? Dude, you're killing me right now. Okay? First of all, was it informative? Okay? Did I figure out what Avid is? Okay? In a minute, I'm going to show you one that's 38 seconds long. It's a kid dancing.
Please stop.
Okay.
Oh, some more?
No, stop.
Oh God. Yes.
And then he goes at the end, he goes, join Avid. And I'm like, what just happened? It was like a drive-by, but
It
on
was like
video.
this, the guy recording it was watching the time.
Yeah, and he was going. Oh, and by the way, he's sitting on top of the restroom stall in the bathroom.
You're gonna show Oh, like he was
I'm
just
gonna show you
standing
in a
up?
minute.
Oh my God.
He
Wait.
was just moving his arms?
So that's.
Yeah, he was on, like literally on top. You'll see it in a minute.
Oh,
Is that what we do?
Okay.
Oh,
That's totally how this.
You know, Miss, that would make me join.
Yes, Miss Stop.
Thanks, Liz. Got me feeling all right about it. Okay.
Why don't you just make like 2, like you and Miss Bailey?
Shoot, wait till you see me. I make cameos. If you're lucky, I'll make a cameo in your video. If you're lucky, if you formally request me to be in your video, I'll be in your video.
Oh, you not want to be my video? Good.
Yeah.
So take a look at that. If I have no idea.
Oh my God.
Okay. I might not want to after that.
Oh.
My God, y'all joking, it's hurtful. Joking
Good.
when
His
both
name is
people
Johnson,
laugh.
you want to be in our video? And then Miss Salazar walks out of the room.
Okay, so if I don't know one, that's a 60, that's a failing grade, okay? Look at the 100, I know exactly what Avid is after that. Time requirement, 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Attention to audience, it was engaging the audience, so you knew who you were showing. So maybe it's a little bit funny for the people in the room right now. So if you copied it, an existing concept from a previous year, I'm just gonna be like, really, seriously?
How are we
Boring.
supposed to know
Okay.
like this?
Well, because I'm going to show you them right now. And I'm going to finish showing you some. Now, if it's not something that I didn't show you, then okay. But is it authentic and original? Okay.
Mine's definitely good.
Okay. All right, guys. So that's what I have about the grades. I'm going to dial up. I'm going to do some logistics stuff for the next couple of minutes. Start talking some stuff out. And then we're going to look at some of the videos. I just got to change the wires.
They want.
love doing that.
No, right? No, it's better for someone to like have like someone have a camera and like someone have video or something like that. Like something like professional. You gotta have some professional. So it makes people want, like, and maybe they realize like that they're professional.
Oh my.
And they'll see that video and everyone will
You should make
like,
a video like
okay, how about
No, it isn't.
Alright,
I didn't.
okay, and Victor brings up a good point, if you know that
you
you
don't
are
mean to
not
get back
gonna be here tomorrow,
What?
if you know you're not gonna be here tomorrow, you need to organize that stuff today. Cause if you're out tomorrow and people are solidifying groups, then you're gonna be out. Okay? So here is let's first start with what not to do. Okay?
What not to do at a stop.
This is the one that I just spoke about.
What not to do and stop.
This is what not to do. These are not good examples. See what I'm saying?
Oh, I got it.
Who is this?
His name is Jonathan Carter. He's currently a senior.
He has stats.
Uh-oh.
Girl, YouTube Oh, grade was he in when he made it?
Yeah,
Oh, no, it's all at the end of the video.
Oh, that's funny because he busted the toilet.
He jumped and busted his head over.
What?
I am totally.
That would have made it in.
no. Okay.
Jordan.
Here's another one.
Putting his head back in.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about advocacy. Advocate stands for advance to be a.
Okay. Fix this when it comes up.
Your life example.
This is what I mean by professional.
And those right.
What's happening here? What's happening there?
I was failing my classes, so I took admin, and it brought my grades up. See? How it does.
Do you recognize him?
Wait, is this one what not to do, miss?
This is what not to do.
See, what not to do. No one wants a boring story.
I need that editor. You can kick you out. Boston.
Okay, so that's another what not to do. This next one I'm gonna show you is pretty good, I guess. It's not the best.
It's alright.
It's I.
That's pretty okay.
Who went to Legacy in here?
Wait.
Pretty much everybody?
They go
Okay.
Who would want to come? I mean,
Okay, so here's some people that you might recognize. Those amazing
No!
tutors, tutors, Mark and Jen.
Oh!
This is back when they were my students, okay? So this is not like incredibly bad, but it's not good either. And I'll show you why.
I'm sorry, but it's a no for me.
I'm sorry, but no. You're not going to Hollywood.
What grade was he? I was gonna
This
do that.
was him in 10th grade. Because this was the first year we did have it on the campus.
Oh my god, my backpack is on this organization.
There he is.
Yes.
How are you gonna do that? All you have to do is enroll in my class. What class is that? Avid class. Isn't it obvious? What are the requirements? Absolutely nothing. All you
Okay, that's not true.
Absolutely.
Just
Go back again, go back again.
And I'm like, seriously, if you're making a commercial for Avid, you know the stats.
Just
Know
go
what
back
it
again, I wanna
is
see
to get
that.
in, know that there's an application process.
Can you go back to like 15?
Yeah, just I wanna see that.
I didn't fill out application when I got into that.
Oh, calm down.
No, yeah, I didn't.
Like, that I was just put in here.
You think I'm lying?
Yeah, some people didn't write it.
It explains a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Listen,
That's as loud as it goes.
make sure you put this in bold letters.
Who are you? Admin, keep up. What are you doing here? Organize your life and your backpack and everything else you have trouble with. How are you gonna do that? All you have to do is enroll in my class. What class is that? Avid class. Isn't it obvious? What are the requirements? Absolutely nothing. All you have to do is be really.
He has a lot of points.
Ha! Oh my god! I didn't think that would work.
If you're showing a video, I guess an example of a binder that's super, super organized, you shouldn't have your actor there like shoving papers back into it. And there's all kinds of papers on the other side. So watch that. Oh my god! Look, shoving it back in. Oh my god, all those papers in the left pocket. Oh my god. I'm like cringing right now.
Whoa! I think I'm gonna do that.
Did you hear that?
Whoa! I think I'm gonna do that. Whoa! I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that. Whoa! I think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Wait, miss, you gotta, like, I was thinking like.
Be careful. Don't share your ideas. Don't share your idea with everybody. You can tell me in a minute.
Heather, can I see?
That way nobody steals your idea.
I know, I did.
There's Jen. She was behind the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'll be the cameraman. Everybody likes the song.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like having a good
Now
balance.
this one, this one was one that won that year because they were super creative. They made a rap about Avid. They made a rap about Avid. It's not super professionally produced, but we got better every year. This is Ashton and Ivan. Ashton's a senior now. And Ivan already finished up. He graduated early. This is Ivan and this is Ashton.
You see pencils right there, TRS right there, then mine right there. We ain't got no worries. You see pencils right there, TRS right there, then binders right there. We ain't got no worries. Avid is a click. Everybody should be worried. We passing our lives while they all still working. And if you keep working hard, you will get a high GPA. If you having trouble, you have two. So keep up in grades, got my grades up plus C's. Cause I'm always grinding, organized to the top. Now you know we learning, got the notes on the side. That's Avid, right there. Give me brain ideas. It's okay if you turn up, just don't turn off.
I know, that's what I
ideas.
thought.
All I know is I ride and try to focus in private. My name is Einstein, but I still need to be trying. That's Avid, boy.
That's Avid.
Man, you did not say that. Oh. I gotta say like one line.
Yeah, this freestyle, I hope that was
See someone like the first shot.
We wrote those down.
Who? No, we did not.
Yes, you did.
You did?
Yeah.
We definitely remember it.
Oh, you're not doing that, Chris?
I know.
I'm okay with that.
We can't do it anyways, we're
Dang.
there. I'm serious, she said we can't use anything that's already been done.
Then why are you showing us this? You're killing our ideas, man.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, man. That is true.
Calm
Yeah.
down.
That's nice.
Let me find.
Don't turn off my ideas. You're turning off my ideas. Yeah, those are
Even
both. I had 2 ideas and they just got smashed.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
I'm trying to think about one. These are all Johnston's kiddos. Here's some that come straight off of iMovie.
Wait, don't show us it.
No, not this one.
Don't show us it, miss. I see you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's messed
Oh.
up.
You can
We
see
just
that.
subscribe. It looks like.
Drink like a decent.
Oh my god.
That fucker.
Done.
But you tripping fast.
There are.
No, look,
Okay, so Abby, that's my video.
Oh,
Oh, you can't really hear.
Hey, it's Kevin.
When you write Avid in your video, can you put it all caps because it's an acronym and that bugs me? Thank you. What? I think this is just photos of random people that are having.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was like a cliffhanger, right?
It was a cliffhanger for sure, and I don't feel like I know anything else about Avid.
No, I feel like, well, of course you don't
What do you
know
want us to
everything.
put?
You know everything.
What do you
there
This
is.
is a total and complete waste of time and only 15 seconds.
TRS and minor checks come next.
that was stupid.
Thank you.
I wish I knew
The best one I've seen
Yeah,
yet.
maybe
It's pretty good, what are you talking about?
Fast forward, I mean, like 4 times itself, like the first half of the video. Maybe you would have heard something about it.
I understand. Uh-oh.
I'm stupid.
Are we gonna bring a camera and record every single day?
Miss, I'm showing us the videos. You really are.
Okay, I'm gonna stop showing you the videos, but I am gonna show you the lip sync videos for 10th grade, just to kind of
Okay, yeah,
get you
that's
hyped for it.
fine.
Okay? And then I'm just gonna show you one video.
Hype for what?
No, show us 3.
What?
What?
Miss, we got into 3:14. We're good.
I'm trying to decide which one I want to.
This what?
Oh, and by the way, there's a piece in this video that I got super incredibly in trouble for. And the kids got fined and everything.
Why?
And I see if you can see. I almost didn't get to do these projects anymore. But see if you can pinpoint the part where I got in trouble.
Wait, how much was the fine?
Now you're gonna find it. There you go.
I get my telescope out.
How much was the
Get your
fine?
telescope out.
It didn't look both ways.
Oh, that part.
Oh.
Do you see how Dom just ran through that?
Oh, he just ran. Just go back, go
That poor
back.
bush didn't stand a chance.
You got in trouble for that?
I know.
Oh.
No, that's not the part.
Oh.
I think you'll know it when you see it. Watch Dom, he just runs straight through, he doesn't even bother jumping over the bushes. Oh, come on, internet.
He ran to the phone.
I observed Pam Salazar and her Avid class. What I observed in the classroom was Miss Salazar detailing the requirements for their next class project. This project was an Avid commercial used to promote the Avid elective and the Avid program to the rest of the high school as well as the middle school campuses where the Avid program is beginning to grow. In the class, I observed the students being given a rubric, and Ms. Salazar was discussing the instructions for that rubric and the grading policy, and was also clarifying any questions that the students had about the videos and the grading rubric. There were also examples shown of videos where students had submitted their videos in the past, and Ms. Salazar was giving the do's and don'ts of the video requirements. She showed videos where students had gotten docked points, videos where students had not given their best effort, and also videos that were great and received the vote of the class for best video that year, and also videos that the students thought were entertaining, and I thought she did that to help relieve any stress that the kids would have. She also continued to help relieve stress for the kids who seemed anxious. There are obviously a lot of kids who struggle to speak in public and are embarrassed if their videos are shown to their peers. And one of the kids specifically asked, "What if the other classes see my video?" And I thought what Miss Salazar did very well to relieve the kids' anxiety was she said, "Don't worry, everyone will see everyone's videos. I built in class time during the presentation day to make that happen. So everyone will see yours and you will see everyone else's. And that way you're all just one part of one big group." As far as differentiated instruction, Miss Salazar gave each of the students their own rubric at the beginning of class. She also had that same rubric displayed on from a projector onto a screen at the front of the classroom by using a document camera. She also read out loud each line of the rubric and answered all of the questions that the students had. She then used her computer, still from the projector, to show the video examples. I thought that helped differentiate the instruction so that the kids who are auditory learners could listen to Miss Salazar talk. The students who are visual learners were able to watch the videos, and also the kids who are kinesthetic learners were able to hold the paper in their hands and not have to worry or be stressed about having to find the rubric somewhere online, but they had their own copy. Student engagement, Miss Salazar did this very well. She constantly checked for understanding every 2 to 3 minutes as longest interval, and sometimes it was at 1 minute intervals. And she did this by asking questions about the rubric. She did this by asking questions about the videos, what the kids' thoughts were for each of the videos, and she also used this time to redirect students who were talking while she was talking, and instead of reprimand them and tell them not to speak, she asked them to share their ideas with the class. And at first I thought this was sarcasm, but really and truly she wanted the kids to speak out loud, and it was a way to get the kids to stop talking while she was talking. Things that I thought went well were was predominantly her classroom organization. One thing that I noticed was what she called the take table, and this was a table placed at the very front of the class by the door that the students enter into, and she would say, "Don't forget about the take table," as each student walked in the door, and the students knew exactly what she was talking about, and they would grab the papers that were set in stacks on this table before they sat down. And I thought what this did was it cut down on the transitional time from her walking to the door, from the door where she was greeting the students, to then picking up a stack of papers, passing them out to each of the kids sitting still in their desks. I thought this is good. Instead of trying to multitask and pass out papers and give instructions at the same time, which can be distracting, and kids miss the points of the direction that are being given, and it cuts down on questions because she's able to have the kids already have their papers and also be able to give instructions while they're looking at the directions that are printed on the page. Things I also thought went well were her use of the videos from past years. It's easy to say, well, don't do this or do this, but giving examples of students' past work from years before helps the kids to have a visual and see, okay, this is what she means by do this, or this is what a funny video looks like, this is what will get me in trouble, this is what a half-hearted effort would be. And I think also she did that to give the kids more confidence, because I noticed a few kids go, oh, that was my idea, even when kids were laughing, not at him, but at the video for it being a funny video. And I saw that give a few kids a smile, and you could see them perk up in their chairs. I would change how much talking was going on in the background. I did think that the students were able to talk a little bit too much while she was talking, and that was quite distracting for me. I was trying to focus on Miss Salazar and what she was doing, but I did notice that I was looking away every few minutes to see what the kids were chatting about or who it was, and that sort of thing. And I would have liked to seen her, I guess, maybe quiet them at least while she was giving instructions. She did give time in a transitional period where she was switching from document camera to her computer, and she said, okay, now use this time to form your groups, get some ideas flowing, and the students jumped on the opportunity to chat with each other, but I thought they had already began chatting before Miss Salazar gave them that time. Surprising info that I learned was how seamlessly she does, when she does notice the kids talking, she redirects them with a joke instead of reprimanding them, saying, stop talking, be more respectful. She always makes a joke out of it, and it keeps a lighthearted air in the classroom, which leads to her family atmosphere that she has going for her. And then also the experience that helped transform my practice as a school administrator is I've had administrators who are very strict on the students and how the teachers manage them in the classroom. And while I do agree that talking is quite distracting, we don't always have to send the kids out of the classroom or write them up, but it's possible to redirect them like Miss Salazar did by using a joke, and that helps to not disrespect them and not embarrass them in front of their classmates. And I think I would look for more professional development on ways to do this, meaning redirect them from talking and do it in a discreet manner that doesn't embarrass them, and I would pass that information to my teachers at my school.